Claire Miller. Unfortunately, Moxie is not available today, so she won't be here, but we've definitely got Claire here. So welcome Claire and her family, or whoever you've got with you, Claire. Also a special welcome to Canowindra High School. We have Jake Lachlan and Bella Samuel here today, and we'll hear from them shortly. All right. Item 1 is application for leave of absence. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham. Second by Councillor O'Ryan. We have a full quota, so I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 2 is declarations of interest. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Rawson, second by Councillor Weaver. I think we might have a couple. Councillor Rawson?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Item 17, I'm a member of the ANFD committee.
Thank you.
I'll step out.
Thank you.
Item 16, I'm President of the Arts Council. I will leave the chamber.
Thank you. That was 16. Yep.
Item 16, I'm the Treasurer for the Arts Council. I'll be moving out.
Thank you, Councillor O'Ryan. Councillor Batten.
Make it a triangle. Item 16, we're going to have an Arts Council meeting outside.
Anybody else want to leave in item 16? We might have anybody here. All right, anything further? Nothing further? All right. I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 3 is declaration for political donations. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Oldham, thank you. Councillor Nash, seconded. I've got nothing to declare. Anybody got anything to declare? Thank you, everybody. I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. All right. As I mentioned, All right, we resume the meeting and we get item 4, which is the mayoral minute of appointment. So I'll move that, and I have tabled a report. I know Councillor Rawson has, Councillor Jones has. Anybody else? Oh, we're in. So we're pretty much all in. Thank you very much. Anything verbally for the mayoral minute appointment? No? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Thank you, everybody. Item 5 is committee of the whole section of the meeting. Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Oldham, seconded by Councillor Batten. Does anybody wish to call anything into committee of the whole? Nothing? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 6 is the local students addressing council today, which we've just had. So I have a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Rawson, second by Councillor Paul. I'll just add that the address was from the students was very good. And as I indicated to them outside, I think it worked quite well having the one school here. Very more personalised. We could focus on Canowindra, which was very good, and they were very pleased with that. But yeah, they were very good outside and enjoyed their time here, and thanked us for listening to their address. So, but I think it was very good, and some good ideas.
If I could just add something, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's a pleasure to see young people come to a council meeting and speak the way they do. They're courteous, they're polite, and they ask important questions, you know, and give us things to think about. So I think it's a credit to them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was. Young Jake said he was a bit nervous, so I said we wouldn't have known. All right. There's nothing further there. I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 7 is confirmation of the minutes of previous meetings, and we're looking at the June ordinary, our infrastructure, and then the environmental meeting. Can I have somebody move that, please? Moved by Councillor Nash, second by Councillor Rawson. Anything coming out of those minutes at all? All good? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 8 is confirmation of the Cabonne Local Traffic Committee meeting minutes. Could I have a mover and a seconder on that? Moved by Councillor Nash, seconded by Councillor Weaver. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Rawson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Look, I just wanted to thank staff for sending through the business papers for that meeting. And it was good because it clarified a couple of things. Well, look, I've got no problems with any of it, of course, but I just wanted to mention, just a clarification actually. One of the items was, just bear with me, the Pinnacle Road speed limit change. It was marked on the map where that was to cover, but the couple of photographs that were appended to it weren't from that area at all. It was a different part of the road. So I wasn't sure exactly how far that speed limit change was being considered for. That was all. So just some clarification on that.
Yeah, through the chair. There is a section when you come out of Orange that goes into 60, and there's a short section into Cabonne, and then it goes back to the normal 80. They're looking at the last section of it. I think that goes up to the T intersection where the tea house is.
The tea house.
Yeah,
So,
there's a short section in there.
so it's from the tea house up to the top of the hill, basically.
No, going back along Pinnacle Road to the Orange boundary direction.
So up the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Not the mountain.
No, not the mountain.
No,
No,
up to the
yeah.
pinnacle.
Yes.
From there. So
Yes.
from that T intersection.
Yep.
Up to the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Which is what it shows on the map. But it's just that I saw the photos. The photos weren't of that strip of land at all. So I just wanted to make sure that was.
No, I just took some general photographs along the path. And,
Further. Okay.
Yep.
That's all. Okay. Thanks.
Councillor Dash.
I'd just like council to support the Uri Road one. I know there was a bit of cynicism about it, but it's not even 80 on the railway costs, and so we really need to look at this Uri Road.
Sorry, which road was that?
You and I,
Oh, you're
yeah.
Through the chair, we would have to get transport to do an inspection of it to determine the best speed there, yes. And it was raised at the traffic committee about the railway level crossing approaches, like they are going around the state at the moment, reducing the crossings, and that is not a very good crossing, that one. So following this recommendation from council, we will go back to transport and get them to look at the speed limit on Urinary Road.
All right, nothing further in those minutes. I'll put that, all those in favour. Against, carried. Item 9 is the integrated planning and reporting operational plan, final half-yearly report. Mover, please. Moved by councillor Poole, thank you. Second by councillor Batten. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Rawson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, look, it's looking fantastic, honestly. And there's a lot of green dots there, and there's nothing of major concern. Look, the only thing I did notice, which I confess I laughed at, was the green dot and 100% completion of an item related to the climate change adaptation plan, which we don't actually have yet. So that was the only thing. I'm not concerned by it, but just that there's still things to be done. We've got climate change adaptation components in other plans, but we don't actually have a specific climate change adaptation plan as yet, as an articulated plan, and so it seems strange to have a 100% completion of
Now,
that.
we have an organisational one, councillor. We went through our insurers. We did a climate adaptation plan in-house, so in an organisational sense, not for the wider community and our. So we have had that process undertaken with statewide, our insurers. So at the moment, that's an internal document. Happy to share, but it's not, and there's more work to do to take it to another level. So it's a first rudimentary approach, but that's why the green dot's there. But we've got more work to do, and we have we're moving possibly towards a more disaster adaptation plan as well. And there's going to be all these crossovers that we've got to work out. But yeah, that's to do with a stuff when we looked at the ramifications of flood, bushfire, heat, and those issues on our operations. So as in how council operates as an organisation. So that's why it's great, yeah. But it's not a bigger picture, which I know you're highly aware of. It's not around some of those other issues, which probably will cross over on some more work to be done in the next council. Yeah.
Anything further on that at all? Nope. All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, carried. Item 10 is the 2024 Local Government New South Wales Annual Conference. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by councillor Poole, seconded by councillor Oldham. And just bear in mind that recommendation is, as it stands, we can't really nominate anybody at the present moment. It'll be a case of nominations within the first few meetings, and who's available in that short time frame is available. So, everybody okay with that? Well, that's all we can do. Exactly, reserving spots. Yep. All right. Anything further on that at all? Nope. All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 11 is council's meeting schedule moving forward. Moved by councillor Jones, seconded by councillor Poole. Councillor Jones, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, please, Mr. Mayor, just regarding the report on this, not so much a recommendation or the recommendation, but the report on there. Under declaration of election, the second paragraph talks around the first meeting of the new council being scheduled for the 22nd of October. I'd like to be considered that we move that forward, or the council considers that the new council maybe meet on Tuesday the 8th of October. The reason why is we've obviously got a number of key elements coming up with the housing, the resilient housing package and also community assistance package. So we really need to be able to hit the new council needs to be able to hit the ground running, and you know, that 8th of October meeting would allow for the election of the mayor and delegates to various committees, etc. So that then on the 22nd we're into, or the new council's into making more of the other decisions.
Yeah, thank you. So we did discuss this, and I think it would be advisable for a recommendation to come to the next meeting, which was the 13th of August, sort of detailing that fact and confirming that that's where we'll head. Is everybody happy with that? Yep. All right, any further discussion on that? Councillor Rawson?
Oh, thank you, Mr Mayor. Yeah, just what are we doing about public workshop or public forum for this next meeting? Are we going to have a public forum or the opportunity for a public forum at the next meeting? Because normally it would be held, 2 weeks prior, and we're taking up that space, that time for the meeting. So is there provision for public forum in case someone wants to speak on an item?
Through you, Mr Mayor, yeah, I would suggest that we could fit one in if there was an application made. I think the 13th, we've got the tour planned for local government week. Is that right, Joe? Yeah, so the meeting still starts at 2, so there's still a window prior to the meeting that we could have a forum if we were to receive one. Obviously and equally there could be a forum. We're sort of moving the last meeting sort of becoming a workshop day, so technically, but there will be a forum to a council that has no ability to vote on things because that'd be the last meeting. So there's probably for the DAs, any DAs coming to that, either that'd be that last meeting, because council can still vote on DAs in caretaker, can they? They can, can't they? Remember? Just confirming.
Unless they're controversial, but they're...
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's an ability to have one on that day if we get an application, yeah.
That's the best fit, depending on the day.
Yeah.
I think that's the best fit. If we get a need for one, I think we just have the public forum on the 13th, the day of the council meeting.
So just to clarify, so that the last traditional meeting day would have been the 23rd of August. Yeah, so that's now at the moment it's vacated, and we'd have workshop type conditions on that day, some presentations, etc. If something untoward come through, we'd have to look at whether that becomes an extraordinary meeting. But given that it's in caretaker mode, the reasoning for that would be quite limited. So we'd have to consider that as it gets closer. But that's the intention.
So that one we can use for public forum for anything that might be coming up in the next term of council, is really what you're saying?
Well, I'd have to
I
take
don't
note
know.
of that. I don't think
I agree, there would be no point.
be almost redundant in
Yeah.
some ways doing that. So.
Yeah, in which case we just need, have the opportunity for the public to speak to us if, on whatever comes up in the next business papers.
As you know, the pattern is normally the second Tuesday is public forum day. So that 13th of August is the public forum day. So therefore, if there was one, we could avail that to the council, which on this occasion would fall before an actual ordinary council meeting. It's similar to what we do at Christmas time, where we bring the ordinary council meeting back a few weeks for obvious reasons. So that's the way it'll roll, if that makes sense.
All right, anything further on that? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, carried. Item 12 is delegations to the General Manager. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Paul, seconded by Councillor Jones. Any discussion on that at all? Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's common sense approach. Well done.
All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 13 is rating category strategic review. Mover, please. Moved by councillor Poole, second by councillor Nash. Any discussion on that?
I'd just like to say good foresight and, yeah, times have changed since the last one, so well done.
Yep, very good.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Look, I support this absolutely. I think it's a good idea. It's needed. Yeah. Thanks.
Yep, pretty unanimous thinking, I think, so it's good. All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, carried. Item 14 is Orange 360 funding agreement 24 to 2026. Can I have a mover and a second? A mover by councillor Batten, second by councillor O'Ryan. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Rawson?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Look, yes, I'm quite happy with this. The only thing would be in item 3, recommendation 3, seek a formal council briefing prior to adoption of the 25-26 budget. I would hope that that briefing included a benefit cost analysis similar to what the JO does for the JO constituent councils. So I reckon that would be very, very useful, particularly for new councils and the new council to understand what benefits come from that. So perhaps even a slightly modified recommendation to include that point. Seek a formal council briefing prior to adoption, adoption of the 2025 budget, including a detailed benefit cost analysis that indicates the benefits to Cabonne Council of our arrangements with Orange 360, or something along those lines.
What about we just use that first part you used?
Okay.
Yep, so just the first section. Got that? I've got the glasses there, where are they?
So, formal amendment, perhaps, if you wish.
So it's a detailed benefit cost analysis. Are you happy with that? Yep. So I need somebody, if you're moving them in, I'll need a seconder to that. Seconded by councillor Oldham. And it's only a minor amendment. Is the mover and seconder happy with that?
Yeah, happy to accept that. I think it's a critical thing, as you said, is actually keeping it broad in terms of benefit cost analysis, because I think that needs to be more than just council. It in fact should be the whole of the LGA. Because I think that if we look at the role of Orange 360, it's going to be difficult for them to demonstrate any specific benefits necessarily to us as a council, Orange or Blaney. But when you look at across the LGA, it's a different kettle of fish altogether.
Right. So being only, councillor O'Ryan, did you want to speak to that?
I was just thinking that if they do have to do that cost benefit analysis, some of their priorities, they might take that into account when they're prioritising too, that they've got to prove to the councils what the benefit is to them. Like, it might just add a further element to their decision-making process.
Yep. All right, any further discussion on that? We'll put that with that amendment in there. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Thank you, everybody. Item 15 is the Community Assistance Program 24-25. Can I have a mover and a second? Moved by councillor Poole, second by councillor Jones. Any discussion on that at all?
Oh, very good. I like the amendment number 2. That's, yeah, good.
Yep. All right, nothing further on that. I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 16 is the Advance Assistance Program. This is where we lose half the room. We've got Councillor Oldham, Councillor Ryan, and Councillor Batten have declared an interest and are leaving the room. All right, can I have a mover and a second, please? Moved by councillor Nash, second by councillor Weaver. All right. we want to just move down the line. Item 1 is the inquisitive art, 3,300. Everybody happy with that? Just looking between the lines here a bit. Somebody might quickly help me out here. That's the only one with the Arts Council in it, isn't it? Oh, one down the bottom. So down the very bottom, we've got the $1,000 as well. Is everybody happy with that? Yep. So that's the two with the Arts Council. So we could bring them back in. So everybody, I'll put that with the Arts Council. All those in favour? Against? So that's carried. So we can bring them back in now for discussion on the rest of it, I think. Yeah. Got a bit lonely. Okay. All right, I made a decision to deal with just the Arts Council 2 items, and they were passed as per the recommendation. And we were feeling a bit lonely, so we wanted you back in. All right, so we'll go to item 2, which is the Australian Disc Golf Championships for $5,000. Is everybody okay with that, or any discussion?
Can I just make a quick comment on that one, Mr Mayor?
Yep.
Please. I think it's really important to understand the significance of what this is, the Australian Disc Golf Championships. I mean, right now, they are approaching 400 entrants to that event. So it is going to bring hundreds of thousands of dollars into the region, not just Mola, but the region is actually going to benefit from that, because there's lead-up practice days that they're going to need. So the targets that Orange 360 sets, for example, of 2.5 to 3 nights accommodation, is going to be far exceeded by those people. So if you're going to have at least 400 people coming in to play disc golf, then you're going to have the multiplier effect of the audience that's going to come and watch. So that is really significant event that's going to bring a lot of money to this region. What I'm saying really is that $5,000 is well spent.
Peter, how long does each game go for? Oh, is it like how long's the set?
Wind conditions and...
Okay, it's like tennis, how long's the tennis?
Be 4 hours. I reckon I'll have a stab in the dark, 3 to 4 hours. Yeah. You gotta walk. Yeah. All right, anything further on the disc golf? Everybody happy with that? Yep. The 2000 to the Canowindra Esky Ball, everybody happy on that? Councillor Nash?
I'm just wondering why it's knocked back to 2,000 when everyone else seems to be getting what they asked for, that's all.
Can't answer that. Might see if Rebecca can come forward.
I think there's a reference there, councillor, to we don't normally fund shows. But that, it's a matter for council, but that's the recommendation. You got anything to add, Rebecca?
Through you, Mr. Chair. The recommendations are based on the information that's provided. So based on the information provided for that event, the 2,000 seemed like an appropriate amount to provide as a recommendation.
Thank you.
Anything further on that at all? Nothing further? No? All right, number 4, the $5,000 for wood-fired Yagara. Everybody's happy with that? Yep. All right, that's it then. All right, with that, I'll put those last 3. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Thank you, everybody. Item 17 is the sponsorship program, and Councillor Rawson declared an interest in leaving the room. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Deputy Mayor Jones, Councillor Poole has seconded. Any discussion on the sponsorship program to the field days?
Yeah, I'd just like to toss up the idea of giving them the full 20K. So it's such an important event to the area, and running an event like that out here that time of year is a tough gig. You only need a windy or a wet couple of days and it can go south pretty quick. And yeah, I see it as an important regional event and like to see the full capacity.
We'll just get comment from Rebecca in regards to that.
Through you, Mr. Chair. The Field Days is essentially a commercial event, and I think that some consideration around the ongoing provision of sponsorship, given that it is a relatively small bucket of funds that needs to be spread across multiple events. Predominantly those events are run by community events that don't have an opportunity to make a huge amount of profit from them. And so that's why we have made a suggestion that the 15 is still quite generous in nature, but probably reflective of the fact that they do seek, they are able to get a lot of support and funding through other organisations and other, businesses.
As a mover, I think $15,000 is consistent with what we did last year as well. We obviously had our big year coming out of COVID where we provided a bit extra support with free tickets to Cabonne residents, but 15,000 is in line with the support we've provided the field days in previous years, and it is a recognition that it is a significant event for our region, but that it's not necessarily all just beneficial to Cabonne.
Thank you. Any further comments on that at all? All right. Councillor Poole, do you wish to move an amendment to change it to 20? Or
No, there's a reason why we call Rebecca number one here in Cabonne. She's always got a good answer, so I'm happy to leave it with that.
all right, thank you. All right. If there's nothing further, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Thank you, everybody. Councillor Wilson, that was moved as per the recommendation. Item 18 is the Crown Lands Plans of Management. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Batten, seconded by Councillor Poole. Any discussion on that at all? Kick down the road, you reckon? All right, with that, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 19 is Montana Park upgrade. Moved by Councillor Nash. Second by Councillor Weaver. Any discussion on that, Councillor Nash?
Mr. Mayor, it's just that I think that if, I think we're going to have a meeting with Mandy at the next Mardia meeting and discuss whether we need to help out in any way. Mardia are quite happy to talk and if there's needed further funds, they will contribute. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything further on that? No? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Item 20 is planning proposal, proposed rezoning of 3732, the Escort Bay Kidale from RU1 primary production to Part E4 general industrial. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Nash, seconded by Councillor Jones. Any discussion on that at all? No? those in favour? Against, that's carried. Thank you, everybody. Item 21 is development application 2024/0115, being 14 Gong Street, Kidal, and DA 2024/0138, being 162 Higgins Road, Yeovil. Can I have a mover, please? Sorry, was that Councillor Paul? Yep. And second by Councillor Rawson. Any discussion on that at all?
I've read it pretty thoroughly. Happy to support staff. Not saying no forever. It's saying they need to find the extra information and come back.
Yep. Exactly. Councillor Batten?
Can I direct the question to the Deputy General Manager Services through you, Mr Mayor? My question quite simply is the applicant for the private cemetery at Yeovil aware of the levy that is being imposed on cemetery operators?
Through Mr Chair, in responding to that one, there actually is a level of use that has to be triggered to warrant the levy. So the levy wouldn't actually apply to a lone grave on a property.
There might be more of them then.
Distributed cemeteries all over.
Any further discussion? No? All right. Well, I'll put that on there to show of hands as a division on this. All those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. That's carried. Item 22 is development application 2024-0061-1, 10 Loftus Street, Eugowra. Moved by Councillor Jones, second by Councillor Weaver. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Rawson?
Yeah, sorry, just a query more than anything else. I mean, look, it's probably unrelated to this because all this is asking for is a slight movement of the positioning of the building. And I was just wanting to check to make sure that in our previous agreement for this that the rebuild is to some sort of standard that is going to withstand flooding in the future, or has there been raising of the floor levels, those sort of things? I honestly don't remember this particular one. I haven't gone back. Sorry, I haven't gone back.
You don't remember this one?
Which one is it?
I'll remind you later.
Oh, that one. Oh no, I do remember this one. Yes, of course. No, I've asked this question before, so you don't have to answer that. No. Sorry, it's just that the diagram there was different to the previous one. So no, I'm happy. Well, not really, but
To clarify, there is no change to the
This is the one I
development.
voted against last time. If this is the same one, yep.
The purpose of the application is merely to relocate the building 2 metres towards the corner of the street.
Yep.
It doesn't alter the floor plan, the building design, the access, the servicing. It merely
Good.
moves the whole thing 2 metres to the north.
Yeah, I figured that was the case, but I just wanted to make sure that none of the new requirements are going to be impacted by that in any way.
Here again, Mr Chair, I can guarantee you that there are no other changes to plan other than moving the whole building 2 metres north.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yep. Councillor Jones.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Could I just, obviously it's already been explained that it's a very minor amendment and it's only coming back before council because it initially, the initial decision was made by council, but just want to acknowledge our Deputy General Manager for providing some advice and support in the background on this one. The owner of this, of the proposed dwelling, was, certainly a bit upset. It's part of her recovery, and our staff have done a great job in terms of getting this one before council and getting all the required information. So thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Councillor. I'll pass that on to the Development Services team who were very much behind getting this done. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Anything further on this item? If not, I'll put that on a show of hands. All those in favour? Unanimous. That's carried. Thank you, everybody. Item 23 is questions for next meeting. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham, second by Councillor Paul, excuse me. Any questions for next meeting? Nothing? No big decisions? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, carried. Item 24 is business paper items for noting. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Paul, thank you. Councillor Nash is the seconder. Anybody wish to call out any of those items in for noting at all? No? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, carried. Item 25 is matters of urgency. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Weaver, second by Councillor Nash. Any matters of urgency? Not this late in the proceedings. All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against, carried. Item 26 is committee of the whole section of the meeting. We have nothing, so I'll just move and second that we have nothing. Moved by Councillor Jones, seconded by Councillor Rawson. All those in favour? Against, that's carried. Now I'll draw your attention to the supplementary items. Item 27 is the Mayoral Minute General Manager's Performance Review, and the General Manager is going to leave the room while we talk about him. Well, it's up to you. Do you want to go? Do you want to go?
Through you, Mr Chair, I'm just asking whether senior staff should vacate the premises as well, or whether you are happy for us to remain?
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Except for that stuff, though. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all right. All right, I'm 27. I've moved that. Does anybody want to ask any questions of myself or the panel? Pretty much in a summary is what you see is what you get there in the report. I think the scores were all pretty much consistent from the three of us, or the four of us on the panel. Comments along the same lines virtually. Discussion of a pay increase, as you can see there, is 3%, was worked out, and that's in line with, I got the Matthew MacArthur, who facilitated the review, to go against like councils in New South Wales and Victoria, and the 3%, Brad, was just under the average of light councils of our size, just under. A 3% rise put him slightly above. So that's to bring him in line with that, and then it was also based on the fact of his performance throughout the last year. The only other thing in there is that to bring him in line, you'll see down the dot point down the bottom there that the term of the new agreement is 14 months, just to bring it in line with the calendar of the financial year, just to make things a little bit easier. That was all. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask.
Can I just make a comment, Mr Mayor? I think it's appropriate actually that, and the report reflects it, that under some pretty difficult circumstances in terms of what we've been dealing with since November 2022, Brad's performance has been at a very high level. I mean, at times when he's, expressed his, frustration, he's pushed himself at times nearly to the point of exhaustion. And those challenges are definitely still going to be there for probably the term of the next council at least, which is going to be most of the term of his contract. So I think what you've recommended in terms of the 3% pay increase is totally appropriate, and for the reasons that you've indicated. But I think it actually encourages him to keep performing at that level that he's actually capable of doing. So, and also hopefully helps us keep him here on the job.
Yeah, look, and it's in line too with the freeze that's in place at the moment, and ask the question, the CPI is 3.75% anyway, so he's actually 7.75 behind the CPI. So anyway, look, I agree totally with you, Pete. The significant thing over the last 12 months, from my perspective, is how much he has driven arguments with bureaucrats in regards to fighting for what Cabonne should be entitled to, not just in flood recovery, but in rebuilding our infrastructure, for example. You know, there's not a stone unturned there with some of these bureaucrats, and at times, as you alluded to, extremely frustrating and difficult, but he doesn't give up on it. He still goes in there, boots and all. So, and yeah, and challenges across the board, not just with that, but you know, with the staff retention and employing staff, and to try and get the job done. So, yeah, Councillor Nash.
Yeah, I've just got a comment, just a little comment. I just think that we're very lucky to have him, and you know, we're lucky that people haven't been headhunting him. I've talked to people around when I'm at some of the meetings, and you know, they all think very highly of him, and I think we're very lucky to have him, and we've got to look after him. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, Mr Mayor, I have to agree with Councillor Nash, and I think I said it in the review. I think Brad has gone above and beyond. His employment over a very rough time for the council, which he came into not knowing too much about Cabonne when all things happened and went wrong, but you know, he's taken it under his belt and he's carried on, and I think it's a credit to him. And in saying that about him, I think it's a credit to you. You both work well together. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions, or no? All good? All right. Well, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you, everybody. Yep. Oh, General Manager, you still got a job. I had to cast a vote, but first time ever.
That's not funny, Mr. Nick.
All good. All right, item 28, Events Assistance Program. Could I have a move and a second? A move by Councillor Weaver, seconded by Councillor Paul. He was scratching. Any discussion on that at all? All happy? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? It's carried. Item 29 is Housing Support Program. Move up, please. Moved by Councillor Jones, second by Councillor Poole. First up again there. All right. Any discussion on that? It's just to put it out there.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, speaks for itself. I think just to place a comment on this, this is something we've been discussing with every politician, every senior bureaucrat. We're trying to work towards enabling our housing infrastructure, especially Marlong, and supplying good quality infrastructure to Cumnock and Yeovil as well, I suppose, with our water supply. So it's probably formalising it in the business papers that the work that we're trying to get done. So, all right, any further comments? If not, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 30 is the modification or development application 2022/216-1031 Over Road, Summerhill Creek. Move up, please. Moved by Councillor Poole, seconded by Councillor Nash. Any discussion on that at all?
I managed to get through all of that one too, pretty thoroughly. So most of the objections are to do with the road surface, which then becomes our issue on upkeep anyway. So happy to support it.
Any further discussion? No? All right, I'll put that on a show of hands. The division list, all those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you, everybody. All right, now we move into our closed section of the meeting.